Hi, buonasera, what's poppin'? Good evening, it's your boy Big Rich, fresh off the streets of Queens, handling business as usual. Again, I want to thank Rosina for calling in this morning. We appreciate it. Please take care of yourself, take care of your health. I know this is a stressful time. And I told you guys that I was going to put up some information where you can write to in regards to the way Kathy Seibel, this Skivats of a judge, handled the case, right? And so, of course, I want to give a shout out to Joseph M. Iocovello. Again, I hope I'm saying it right, Joseph M. Iocovello. And this is where people have to write letters, call, make phone calls. All right, hold on. Let me just get it so it fits within the screen. Okay. And you guys have it. All right. And right there, boom, there it is. So this is the address: Advisory Committee on Judicial Ethics, care of Laura Smith, Esquire, Chief Counsel, 25 Beaver Street, room 866, New York, New York, 10004. Telephone number is 1-866-795-8343. It's toll free. Call them up. Call them up right now. See if you can leave a message. Everybody that supports the mob stories needs to call that number, and it's a toll free number. So don't you dare not pick up that phone if you believe that there was injustice done. Again, no videotape, no audio tape, no fingerprints, no eyewitnesses, no weapon, no fingerprints on a weapon. There's nothing. It's just hearsay and snitches. All right. So again, Stephen Crea, Matthew Madonna, Christopher Londanio, and Terrence Caldwell, all guilty. And knowing the way this Kavats of a judge, she'll probably try to throw life at them. So of course, I'm pretty sure that an appeal is on its way. And we're with you guys. All right, let's get down to business. Massachusetts mobsters Gardner museum robbery suspect gets out of prison early, by Scott Bernstein of the Gangster Report. We throw respect on your name, sir. Boston mobster. Oh, whoa. Light up. Throw some smoke in the air. What are we doing? Of course, salute to Pasquale. I know you're going through it as well. Cousin of Christopher Landano, allegedly, and I say that with respect, Pasquale. I'm not here for people to send in birth certificates or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when you're telling the truth, you're telling the truth, right? Boston mob soldiers Stevie Rossetti and Patriarca crime family associate David Turner were released. They were sentenced to 40 years in jail, but they only did 20. Both were convicted for plotting to rob the Loomis-Fargo vault. In Easton, Massachusetts armored car way station. Turner is considered a suspect in the infamous Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist, the biggest art theft in world history. Another museum heist suspect, infirm New England gangster Robbie Bobby the Cook Gentile, 82, was let loose from a weapons charge back in March. On the morning of March 18, 1990, two armed men dressed as police officers fleeced a private museum for $500 million in precious artwork. That's in 1990, $500 million. 13 pieces, including classic paintings from Rembrandt, Manet, and Vermeer. According to people familiar with the investigation, Turner matched the description of one of the perpetrators. The art has never been recovered and no arrests have ever been made in the case, yet the investigation remains open and very active to this day. Investigators believe it's possible that one or both of the stick up men could be dead and the rare art most likely was never sold, instead sits somewhere hidden. The museum keeps the original frames empty, awaiting the eventual return of the historic paintings. In the 1990s, Gentile, Rossetti, and Turner were part of the same East Boston mob crew. Gentile and Turner, headquartered out of the TRC Auto Electric Body Shop in Gritty, Dorchester. Turner, a former star football player in high school, was a protege of Gentile's longtime partner in crime, Robbie Bobby Boost Guarente, who died of cancer in 2004. Rossetti, once a rising star in Beantown mob circles, was Guarente's nephew. He was resentenced last month by U.S. District Court Judge Richard Stearns to time served. Guarente gave pieces of stolen art to Gentile before he passed away, according to Guarente's widow. The FBI recovered a handwritten list of the paintings and accompanying black market values in search of Gentile's Connecticut residence in 2012. Gentile and Guarente jumped ship in the Philadelphia to the Philadelphia Mafia in 1998, helping set up an outpost of the Bruno Scarfo crime family in New England. That same year, Rossetti and Turner were busted alongside Patriarca crime family member Carmelo the Automan Merlino and Merlino's nephew Billy for planning on blowing up the Loomis-Fargo vault with a grenade and running off with up to 50 million in cash inside. With up to 50 million in cash inside. Billy Merlino also matched the description of one of the museum robbers. Carmelo Merlino died of cancer in 2005 behind bars. The elder Merlino owned TRC Auto Electric, operating gambling, narcotics, and fencing rackets out of his office in the back. Rossetti's brother Mark rose to become capo of the Patriarca's East Boston crew prior to taking a drug pinch in 2011 and being outlined as a confidential informant for the FBI. Disgracia. Salute to Scott Bernstein and the Gangster Report, the Detroit True Crime Chronicles. Detroit Siggy, stand up. What's poppin', my friend? This was written by Scott Bernstein. Check it out. The Tale of Murder, Mayhem in the Motor City. The Detroit True Crime Chronicle sets forth the rich history of criminal activity in the Motor City, using information from declassified federal documents and many first-hand accounts. The book focuses on the city's local mafia, key mobsters, drug kingpins, serial killers, and unsolved crimes. Check check the book out. Of course, salute to Scott Bernstein. Go check his website out. You know the crew. You know the team who already brings it to you. Everybody have a good evening. Tune in tomorrow for another mob story. And don't forget to tune in Wednesday morning for Waking Up with Ruckus with the whole gang. Everybody have a good evening. Stay dry out there. Salute.